Nintendo Switch hasn't even been out for a year, and holy crap, the eShop is filled with so many games. Seriously, there's hundreds at this point. So if you're looking at the eShop and you're like, how am I supposed to decide what I want to spend my hard-earned bucks on? I will tell you what to spend your bucks on, because I spent my bucks already, and I found some crap games, and I found some great games. I'm going to tell you what to spend your hard-earned bucks on right now in the Nintendo eShop. Alright, so the first game I want to highlight is one that will add many hours to your Switch's life cycle, just because this game has so much to do. It's incredibly charming, and it's a farming game. Now that sounds totally boring. It's not, I promise. And this game is Stardew Valley. You've probably heard of it before if you're a gamer. You've probably played it because it's definitely not newly released on the Switch. But if you haven't heard of it, the idea of the game is that you've inherited a farm, and in the beginning you just start working on the farm, and it just seems normal. You're just doing your daily stuff, working on the farm, meeting some new people. But the game gets incredibly complex. There are amazing characters in the game that have awesome personalities. You can get married, you can go and do dungeon crawling. There's RPG aspects of upgrading things and continuing to get better, and there's mysteries, and there's all kinds of stuff in the game that make it super fun that go way beyond just the farming aspect of it. And I think that's one of the brilliant things about Stardew Valley is you always have something to do with the farming, but there is so much more outside of it with character development, relationships, dungeons. Like, there is so much to do. So the first game I'd recommend is Stardew Valley because it adds so many hours of content. Like, it's ridiculous how much you can play of this game, and it's incredible. It's such a good game. Definitely pick up Stardew Valley if you're looking for something that you could just drop in and play anytime, but you can also get really sucked into. The game is currently $15 on the eShop, and for that price, you have so much content. It's 100% worth it. Get that game right now. Go get it. Go buy it. No, right now. Buy it. Game number 2 that you should buy on the Nintendo eShop is SteamWorld Dig 2. A lot of people actually picked this as their best digital game of the year on the Switch. And the first SteamWorld Dig was a pretty good game. It had a procedurally generated world. You went down, you dug, you got loot, you kind of upgraded things a little bit, but it was a pretty empty game for the most part. SteamWorld Dig 2 has done everything right to be able to fix that first game's problems. The world is no longer procedurally generated, but it's lovingly handcrafted. And this is so awesome because every dungeon, every area you go, it all feels like it serves a purpose. It all feels like in some areas you have to do deep puzzling to figure out how to get through. In other areas, you find loot in perfect spots, little secrets that are expertly hidden and take a lot of work to find. And it just feels great as a game world. On top of that, they've improved the RPG aspects to make more upgrading, more crafting. The powers feel even better this time around. The world is absolutely beautiful, and the gameplay loop of digging and finding new things is so much fun. I get why a lot of people pick this as their game of the year on the eShop because it is just such a good game. I showed some gameplay here, but you really have to experience it to realize how fun it is, because it really does have super addicting gameplay that when you start it, it's easy to just sit there and be like, oh, I'm just gonna go down a little bit deeper, I'm gonna do one more dungeon, and then all of a sudden it's 4 hours later and you're like, I don't want to stop, but I need to go to sleep. The game is normally $20, and if you're watching this video 2 weeks or so after it's up, it will be $20, but right now it's $15. So if you're watching this video in the first couple weeks, head to the eShop and pick that up for $15 because man, is it worth that. It's even worth $20. Either way, you can't go wrong with SteamWorld Dig 2. The third game on the list of games that you need to get from the eShop is Sonic Mania. Now, if you're any kind of Sonic fan, this game is the Sonic fan's dream. It takes what was so great about the original Sonic games, adds new levels in with those same beautiful graphics. Actually, the graphics are a little bit updated even, so look better, but they're still in that same style, and adds a way more fun spin on the Sonic games than we've had for a long time. Not only does it feel amazing and reminiscent to play, they've made it a little bit faster, a little bit less clunkier, they've made better animations, and they've added a really cool mechanic of, instead of having to run through levels and it just bumps to the next one, you're in round stage 2, and then you go again, you bump into another one, there's an amazing movement from level to level and through the different zones, so you're able to get all the Chaos Emeralds. And the game is just so lovingly crafted that if you're a fan of Sonic at all, you're doing yourself a disservice not getting this game. It's so much fun to play, and I played through it twice and I just didn't want to stop, but so many other games came out. But it is so fun, and there's just so many things about it where you play it and you're like, I wish the original Sonic games would have been this good. But now we have Sonic Mania. If you're any kind of Sonic fan at all, get this game. It's currently $20. I've seen it go down to $15, so just get it when you can. you won't regret it, especially if you're a Sonic fan. And I do think people that aren't Sonic fans can play this game. There's no like, I had to have played Sonic before to be good at this. Anyone can play Sonic. It's just a speedy platformer. So it's really not that hard. I really recommend it for everyone. Number 4 on this list is Rocket League. I've talked about Rocket League in multiple videos at this point. This game is a phenomenon. On the Switch, it has cross-platform play with Xbox and PC, meaning that you can play with anyone on those consoles or PC. And it has online multiplayer, local multiplayer, up to 4 players, split screen, and there's just so much to do in this game. It's a soccer game with cars. It sounds stupid, 1,000 times better than it actually sounds. It's addicting. You will have so much fun with Rocket League. There's a ton of DLC. You can get it right now for $20 in the eShop, and a physical version with some DLC packed in and some extras is coming out next year for $10 more in January. So either way, you can't go wrong with Rocket League. Get some friends to play with. You'll never have trouble finding an online match because it's cross-platform between multiple different consoles. It's worth it. This game, you'll never want to stop playing it. You will be addicted to it. Part of the reason is it's just so easy and so simple to get into a game and just jump in and jump out. It's so fun. Just trust me on this. If you go and look at any top 10 eShop videos, if you look at anyone who says what games to get on the Switch, Rocket League's gonna be on there. This is one, you will get it. You will play it, and it might be really hard at first, and like the first few matches you might be like, I don't know about this. 10 matches in, you're like, I got this. This game is incredible. I am hooked, and it is a blast. The next game on the list is Morphyte. Now, Morphyte's a bit different than all these other games. I'd say the best way to describe it is a mix between Metroid Prime and No Man's Sky. And yeah, I know, No Man's Sky, a lot of problems. This game doesn't experience that. And why I say No Man's Sky, it's because it's a massive exploration game where you're in space going to these planets that you're totally unfamiliar with, seeing plants and animals and dinosaurs and all kinds of crazy things that you've never experienced before. And it's really awesome because it does have an interesting story. I mean, it's not the best story ever, but it does have a really interesting story. I think the graphics are really cool. They're not like any super realistic. I mean, they're not as realistic as No Man's Sky, but I think they're really interesting and really cool, and they add an awesome dynamic to the world. And the game is very focused on exploration, and there are quests and everything like that, so it's really awesome. I mean, it's not a deep RPG or anything, but I would say if you like anything Metroid and just look at this game, you can tell it's something you'll be interested in. I think it's an awesome game to pick up, an underrated game for sure that I think more people deserve to have on their Switch. Number 6 is Oxenfree. This is also a very different one. It's a 2.5D story-based game with a seriously beautiful and haunting story. This story, I don't want to really go into it because it has to be experienced to be believed and enjoyed. The thing I think is awesome about it is it's a group of teenagers exploring this area together, and there's all these different dialogue options, kind of like a Telltale game. And it's really cool because these options actually flesh out the characters a lot. There's voice acting, and it's a really well put together game. But one of the things that makes it special is that it's really replayable, because doing those options hurts other people, changes how events roll out and stuff, and replaying it actually gives you a different experience. So I'd really say that if you like anything story based, if you like the Telltale games or things like those games, this is a great game to pick up. It's got a beautiful story. The areas in the game are gorgeous. You can just looking at it, it's just like, wow, this game is beautifully put together. And the story is one that's definitely worth experiencing. And another amazing game on the Switch is Axial Verge. This game has been out on other consoles before. They ported it to the Switch. It is a Metroidvania lover's dream, and it is so fun. While we wait for Metroid Prime 4, we have this. The game is huge. It has a ton of different amazing game mechanics. It makes you feel like you're playing the natural evolution of a Metroidvania from the past, and I think that's the biggest compliment I can give it, actually. It's really addicting. It's pretty hard in some areas, but not too hard. I never felt like I couldn't keep playing because it was very difficult. The world is really interesting to look at and to experience, and I don't know, I feel like the best thing I can say about it is that if you love Metroidvanias, this game is a must own. It's incredible. I don't know, it's really awesome. I definitely recommend Axial Verge on this list as well. By the way, I forgot to mention that Morphyte is $15 on the eShop, Oxenfree is $20 on the eShop, and Axial Verge is also $20 on the eShop. The next game on the list is an adventure game lover's dream, and that's because it's made by the creator of Monkey Island and is set in the 80s. It's basically the Stranger Things of adventure games in our day and age, and that is Thimbleweed Park. The game is a murder mystery, like I said, set in the 80s. It's got awesome timepieces, a bunch of character and just enjoyment out of it. There's really deep puzzle chains that'll keep you going for quite a while, that make you use your mind in ways that you didn't expect. Tons of fourth wall breaking. It's literally, like I said, the adventure game fan's dream. And it's so interesting seeing that old 80s style world and running around in part of it trying to solve the murder. Like, it's just really special, and I think you have to play it to really know what I mean. But I mean, if you're an adventure game fan and you see the footage, you know exactly what I mean by this as an adventure game lover's dream. It really feels like a love letter back to that time period, as well as games of that time period, and it's super enjoyable. That's really all I'm going to say on it, because if you're an adventure game fan, you deserve to pick this up, and if you want to get into adventure games, I think this is a great one to start with. Thimbleweed Park is also $20 on the eShop as of right now. We're getting to the end here, and these last two are both incredible games, so I hope you've stuck around to the end of this video. For those of you, people that left, they're gonna miss out. Number 9 is Overcooked, and I've talked about Overcooked in other videos as well, but man, is this game something special. You're chefs trying to run around a kitchen to do things to get food out to customers, whether that is chopping onions, getting bread, putting a pot on, whatever it is. And the amazing thing about this game is when you play it with other people, it is so fun because of how frantic and just ridiculous it gets, especially when you play with 4 people and you'll be jumping across a moving truck to be able to get to the other side so you can chop that onion, so you can put it on a plate, so they can put that onion on the hamburger, and it just goes and goes and goes, and someone messes up one thing and then it messes up everybody's train of thought, and no one knows what they're doing, and then you have to restart and you try to get the highest score, and it's crazy, and you yell at each other, and it is just a blast. Especially if you have people around you that are, because it's a local multiplayer game, especially if you have people around you, you have to give this game a shot, because man, is it so fun. It's a great party game, it's a great family game, it's a great friends game, it's just a great game in general, especially for multiplayer, so I would for sure pick this one up. And again, like SteamWorld Dig 2, it's usually $20, but for the next 2 weeks or so from when this video posts, it's going to be $15.99. Otherwise, $20, but man, that will be one of your best spent $20. Last on the list of top 10 Nintendo eShop games you should get is Shovel Knight. And if you haven't heard of Shovel Knight by now, I'm really surprised, because Shovel Knight is just such an amazing game. And the one on Switch is actually Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, which for $25 will net you all the expansion. So take Axial Verge, I talked about earlier. Axial Verge is a love letter to Metroidvanias, but put into the modern age. Shovel Knight feels like Thimbleweed Park does, but for the genre of action platforming, where you're running around, you're solving puzzles, you're jumping on platforming, you're doing crazy boss battles, and it's just so well put together and such an incredible game that you really have to play it, especially if you love these games, to experience it. It is just a blast going through these levels. It's really easy to pick up, but super hard to master. So even when you think you're good, you'll get to a new part and you'll try to beat it and you'll get destroyed. And you're like, how do I get through this? And it takes a bunch of time to adapt and to change and to get better. And it also has co-op, so you can play the game with someone else. This game is one of the best games on the eShop, and I put it at the end because I feel like it's one of the best and most deserving games. If I was to tell you out of the top 3 games of this entire list, Shovel Knight would be in that top 3 for everyone, no matter what type of game you play. And so I really think you owe it to yourself to play Shovel Knight. And you can just look at it, you can watch the footage and know kind of what it looks like. And just because it has those graphics, some people, they're like, I need the modern graphics. I get that, but this game is so fun that really quickly you'll get so used to the graphics. It'll be so endearing to you. The characters, the villains, and the expansions are really great too. It's 100% worth it. You won't regret the purchase. Just get Shovel Knight. And like I said, it is $25, but it does come with expansions for a game that on its own would be worth $60. Maybe not $60, probably like more $30. But anyway, you get the point. It's totally worth that $25 price tag. Now, like I said, the eShop has hundreds of games on it, and these are just my top 10 favorite picks right now. I'm going to be making more of these videos because there are so many eShop games, and I think people need to hear about some of them, especially the more underrated ones. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button to join the community, and also to see new videos like this as they come out. And let me know the games that I missed in the comments below that you think are the best games in the Nintendo eShop. We can talk about them. Maybe I'll feature them in my next video, or maybe I'll feature you saying those games in my next video. Anyway, guys, I really hope that this helped you. You can pick some games from this. I'll link to the ones that I can in the description below. And for the rest, maybe you just want to buy a Nintendo eShop gift card for someone so they can buy these games. I'll link that down in the description below as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Let's continue to create the greatest gaming community in the world.